Hi guys. I'm heading out in a little while. I've got to be out of town, so I thought I would just stop in and say hi, because I like doing these videos. Don't like processing them, but I do like doing them. I'm just trying to get this wax stuff in there. It's all going to squirt out, so I try to push it in. Anyway, so you can see that I've been doing a little bit of work. Not much, really, because I have so much other things to do right now. The reason I'm going out of town is a happy reason, but still it takes time. So I've done a lot of the black up here that you can see. I've left spaces everywhere. That felt weird. It's still sticky where it's not, where you don't have the beads on. So anyway, I'm going to carry on. And just this little bit of black here that I've done, I've used 1.5 of these. They were both full. Actually, no, I think it was just 1.5. I thought there was another one too, but I guess not. Okay, so anyway, my son is graduating for like the 4th time. He's in military school right now. Well, he's finished now, so graduation is Friday. So I'm going on Thursday, and I'm meeting some of our best friends there. And it should be really nice. So we're going to stay for a few days, and it's in a very old city. And it's a very beautiful city, and we're just gonna hang around and maybe do some of that garage sale and stuff that I used to really enjoy. Not so much now, because I don't feel like I need anything. I've got a lot of old stuff, but it was new when I bought it. And then, you know, get to that age where you just don't want to be wasting, well, not wasting. If it gives you pleasure, I guess it's not a waste, but you don't want to be out spending money for no reason. Anyway, yeah, so I thought I'd come in and do some of this. Haven't seen any comments from anyone. No questions, no answers. Kind of missing that. Actually, a few people have made comments. But they're people I know from another group. And of course they're always nice, so that's great. Yeah, so still working on the Phoenix. This is going to take maybe, I don't know how long, but it is going to take some time. But that's the nice thing about diamond painting, is that it does take time. And I'm really going to enjoy this when it's done. I think I have a canvas board large enough to mount it on, if that's what I decide to do with it. I have so many now, all the ones I did last year, which weren't that many, because I started around April of last year, I think. Yeah, I think it was April. Could be wrong, though. I'm often wrong. But yeah, so I'm going to work on this when I can. I'm not going to take it with me when I go. I'm staying in a hotel, so I will have time to do it. Not all of it, of course, a tiny bit of it, but I'm going to bring that little owl rhinestone painting. I spent a good part of today sorting out those 2 compartments that didn't have the soldered line, or whatever, the pressed line between them, so they went into each other. So I spent a lot of time sorting those out. And I mean, they were different sizes and different shapes. I didn't have to, but I had to, if you know what I mean. I couldn't just leave them like that. So I put the canvas and the drills, or I don't know if they're called drills when they're rhinestones, but anyway, I put them in my overnight bag, and I'm not going to take anything but an overnight bag in my purse, because usually when I go away for a weekend, I end up packing half the house because I can't decide on what I'm going to wear. But this is easy. I know what I'm going to wear for the drive up. I know what I'm going to wear for the graduation. And then I only have to worry about the drive back and then booting around the town. So that should be fun. I'm going to really enjoy it. And I'll really be happy to see my friends again. Although they live in a different town, but they have to leave before me. But they're not going to miss my son's graduation, not by a long shot. They would never do that. So I'm going to go up in my car alone. It's only like a 3-hour drive. And my car really needs to get out on the highway because I haven't been doing much driving lately. I guess that comes with retirement. I'll be driving a lot more when I go back to work. When I get back this week, I'm hoping to be out knocking on doors to find a job. And I don't imagine it's going to be very hard, but I'm not going to work more than part-time. I don't want to work more than part-time. And if it means that, I'm going to be maybe not able to spend as much money, that's okay. So yeah, that's my plans. You guys have any plans? I feel that spring is coming. We've had an ice storm and a snowstorm, and you know what they say, if March comes in like a lion, it goes out like a lamb. So I'm hoping that the weather is going to get really nice really soon. Oh, where did you come from? And then I can start on the gardens. And that would be awesome, awesome, awesome. Because when I was working full-time, I never had time for the gardens. I'm sure that my neighbors would have absolutely hated me. But they've got other problems, so I'm sure they don't even think about me. Yeah, so if March comes in like a lion, out like a lamb. And I'm really looking forward to getting outside, like seriously outside, without having to be bundled up in winter coats and scarves and mitts and gloves and boots and all that kind of stuff. So you guys have any plans for the spring? Like, do you get out there and just tear up the ground and start with fresh gardens, or is there things that you do to your garden? One thing I've always had trouble with myself is mulching. I'm not good at it. I always have weeds. I spend just about every summer pulling weeds. I don't know what to do about mulching. I have one garden at the back, a very small garden, maybe 2 by 8. And I get so sick of pulling weeds out of there, so I put plastic down last year. And I started painting rocks, like just solid colors and some with designs on them. I think I made a frog and a couple of beetles and some elves or dwarves. Elves? Gnomes, that's what they are. And that's what I painted on the rocks. So then I put those, I gave them a good outside coating and I put them in the garden. And actually, when I checked before winter came, there was no weeds out there. There's a big euonymus bush. It's green and yellow, and it's lovely. But those things grow like weeds. And I'm thinking I might have to trim part of it this year. I don't know. And then that's pretty much it. It's hard to do this stuff all by yourself, and it's times when the work is the heaviest that I think, well, maybe I shouldn't be alone. Maybe I should be out looking for a partner. And then I slap myself and say, are you stupid? Because I don't, not that my marriage wasn't happy. It was. As happy as anybody else's. There was, oh, I'm stuck here now. Okay. As happy as anybody else's, but you know what? when you live with somebody, you do twice as much work as you do when you're living alone. And you do it on a time schedule, because supper has to be at this time, and you have to get up and make breakfast at this time, and I don't have to do that anymore. If I don't feel like eating supper, I don't eat supper. If I don't feel like eating breakfast, I don't eat breakfast. If I want to have 3 breakfasts in one day, I can do that. I guess it sounds selfish, doesn't it? But that's just the way I see my life right now, and it may change tomorrow, or it may never change at all, but that's the way that I see it. And it does sound, I have trouble with the word selfish. I have to stop myself because I'm very inclined to say the word shellfish, and that's kind of weird. That's me. Anyway, I'm not going to stay on here too long. I hope you can see all right. You can, yeah, I think you can. It's kind of bright because I waited until night. I had to do laundry and get some clothes that I wanted to bring with me. Like I said, I'm not bringing too much. I'm kind of paring down my travel stuff. It's just, you know, it gets so cumbersome. Like when I go away in August, I will have a huge suitcase and a backpack and a purse and something else I always brought. I can't remember. Oh, during COVID when we went to the cottage, we have to bring sleeping bags because the people that owned the lakefront cottage would not supply us with sheets or pillowcases or pillows. We were lucky we had a mattress, so we brought sleeping bags, and that was okay. Didn't mind that at all. The one nice thing about sleeping bags is I'm a very active sleeper, so I tend to kick everything around. I mean, I have to be careful getting up in the morning because I could be all tangled up and not be able to move my legs, so you don't want to get out of bed and trip yourself. But yeah, so I'm really having a good look at what do I actually want to be. I mean, you need brushes and combs and toothbrush and toothpaste and that kind of stuff, of course. I always bring my own conditioner. I don't mind using the hotel shampoo, but I'm not going to use their conditioner. My hair is not as thick as it used to be. It's pretty thick, but it's not as thick as it used to be, and I think that I just want to stick with my conditioner that I know is a very good conditioner. And to be fair, I'm sure theirs is too. I just can't read the writing on it, and I don't want to put something, oh geez, why'd I do that? I don't want to put something on my hair that's going to make it thin out even faster. And I think that the problem with my hair is nutritional. Also, my thyroid burnt out a long time ago. I used to be hyperthyroidic. I could eat like 3 men and never gain an ounce. And then I had an episode that happened where I almost died. But my thyroid, I guess, decided that it was going to just burn out. So the doctor kept telling me that they were going to surgically remove it. And I was not going to let them surgically remove it. My husband used to say, hey, whether it happens in a hospital or on a street corner, nobody should be slitting your throat. So that scared the heck out of me. And then I got pregnant with my son, so obviously they're not going to operate on a pregnant woman. And a few years later, the doctor said, okay, that's it. We're not stalling anymore. And they sent me down to nuclear medicine. and I had to drink this orange juice, which was more like, if I recall it correctly, and I might not be, but the way I remember it is as a really thick orange juice, like Jell-O that hadn't hardened, and there was a horrible taste to it. I mean, there was an orange taste, but there was another sort of underlying taste, and so that was it. I drank that. They put me in a dark room, laying down, and brought down this Polaroid camera, if you can believe that. And then they showed me the picture, and all you can see was nothing really except a butterfly-shaped light, which was my thyroid. So that means that it accepted the radiation. So it was officially dead at that point. And then I started gaining a little bit of weight here, a little bit of weight there. Thankfully, nothing tragic. But I was pretty active when I was young, too. And I think that saved me. So when you see me, after I put a drill down and you see me go back and do that, it's because I think some of these drills are popping up. And that's why we have a roller to roll them down afterwards. Anyway, so that was a bit of my exciting life. Thyroid's nothing to mess with, but your hair will thin, and there's a few other things that will happen if you're not on the right dosage of... I'm on levothyroxine. I've been on levothyroxine since back then in my 20s, and I will be on it until the day I die. There is no getting off of it, and that's unfortunate. But you know what? I have that, and I have ulcer medication. Those are the only two medications I'm on, and I'm telling you, I am so grateful for that, because I have known people that take drawers, literal drawers full of medication. And I know that, you know, a doctor can tell you, or a pharmacist can tell you, the reaction between one medication and another medication, or maybe the reaction between those two medications and another medication. But when people are on 10 and 20 and 30 different medications, how do they know if it's actually working? Like, I'm sure there must be a way, and I know that they take blood panels and all of that, but, you know, how do you... I don't know. I don't think people should be prescribed that much medication. But, I mean, if you need it, you need it. Absolutely. Like, I need my ulcer medication. Sometimes I try to miss that pill every now and then. And when I do, even if I eat the mildest foods, I will get the most painful heartburn in the world. So, I take my medication. But anyway, I don't even know how we got onto this. Anyway, I think I'd better end it here because I feel like I'm a little bit of a chatty Cathy tonight. So I will see you all when I get back from my son's graduation. There's still a lot to do on here. And I'll probably, I'm going to bring my camera for my son, of course. I don't know if I'm going to use it or if I'm going to use my phone. But I am going to bring my camera. I don't know if I'm going to bring a tripod or anything. So maybe I can film the owl, but maybe not. If not, I'll show it to you afterwards anyway. If not right away, at least at the year in review. But I think I probably will show it to you right away. Anyway, I have been babbling on for such a long time. Thank you so much for looking at this video. Please come back, please subscribe, and leave a comment, ask a question, or answer a question. How have you been? I hope everything is great. You take care. Bye-bye now.